joining us right now on FT Live. Ty, how you doing? And how challenging is the AL West this year, dude? I mean, Angels are playing good ball. Obviously, the Astros are always going to be the Astros. And then the Rangers have just been shocking the world too.
Yeah, man, it's been a grind of a year. We kind of expected it though. Texas went out and made some moves this offseason, and so we were kind of anticipating this, but no, they've been playing good baseball, and the AL West, yeah, it's been fun baseball. It's been hard.
You see that?
You would love to see Shohei traded, wouldn't you? Because he don't got to face him pitching wise or hitting wise, because you're playing first base. And he's hitting piss missiles at you over there while you're holding the guy on.
And they don't let me stand on the grass anymore. That's the bad part. I used to play in the outfield when he was up. Now it's a ball if I do that. So, he's one of my least favorite people to hold the guy on while he's up at the plate.
I never really played much first base, but in spring training one time, Prince Fielder was up, and they had runners on second and third. And I remember our bench coach was like, "Hey, Gratzy," he goes, "Hey. Come on in. I was like, no, you come in. This is spring training. I'm not standing anywhere close. Have you ever told Service or Tired Acta to come to, like, they bring you in when Shohei's up and you're like, nah, man. And you're like, you come out here, you play first base. I'll field it when it's done rolling.
Yeah, they'll tell me to come in, but I'll go where I'm comfortable. I'm not putting my life on the line right there.
Live to see another day. I love that.
Yeah. Ty, it's not mine either. It's the pitcher's run, so it's not mine.
Yeah, great. It's not your run. That's right. It's your life, though, that you want to protect.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Ty, you were a 34th round pick out of San Diego State. You were not a very high pick. How'd you make it? You're like Eric Kratz. How did you make it?
Not like Eric Kratz.
No, I mean, I have to give a lot of credit to the Padres system, and once you're in there, they kind of treat everyone the same. They don't really. Yeah, your first, second rounders get a little bit more opportunity, but you just have to perform. You perform, and they rewarded me for that. So very grateful for them.
They rewarded you by trading you to Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of just blocked there. I love my time in San Diego. I learned a lot. Once they signed Manny, I kind of knew what my role was going to be. But I learned a lot from those guys, and finally got my opportunity to play every day, and, very thankful that they did make that trade, because who knows where I'd be today if they didn't.
Oh, hell yeah. That's worked out great for you. Obviously, all-star playing on a playoff contending ball club that was able to do something really special last year and get this team back into the playoffs. Thing I wanted to ask about while it's being brought up is the way that you found out you were traded. I remember talking to you about this at some point in the last year or two when I was with Yonder Alonso and we were chatting with you before a game. You're playing fantasy football, right? I'll let you tell the whole story, but I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, did you say, all right, I'll take Rodgers, and then they're like, you're trading? It's like, whoa, okay, you can have it. Never mind, it's cool, dude.
No, so actually, we were in Colorado. We had a Sunday day game to a Monday night game. So that Sunday night, we had our team fantasy football draft, and I was on a team with Trent Grisham and Greg Garcia. And they knew more about football and stuff, so I was just the guy who would cross the names off the list so we didn't double pick. And we got into, it was maybe the 5th, 6th round, and I felt a tap on my shoulder, and they had just made a pick, so I'm searching for the guy's name. I'm like, hold on 1 second. I'm looking for the name. Another tap. I'm like, hey, I said, hold on. And I finally find the name, and I cross it off, and then I look over my shoulder, and it was Tingler, our manager. I'm like, oh, sorry, Ting, what's going on? And he was like, hey, you mind coming to my room for a second? AJ wants to talk to you. And so I had been optioned a couple weeks before that. So in my head, I'm like, oh, crap, I'm getting sent down again. Go up there, and we call AJ. AJ doesn't answer the phone. So now I'm just sitting there awkwardly staring at Tingler, and he won't tell me what's going on. And I'm like, Ting, give me something, man. What's the deal? And he goes, just know it'll be a great spot for you. So at that point, I was like, okay, I'm getting traded. Finally get to talk to AJ, tells me I'm coming to Seattle. And then once all that was done, I called my family agent. And then I was like, oh, crap, I got to go finish the draft. So I get back down to the draft, and they were on their break. And I think they were in the 9th, 10th round. And at that point, it was just saying goodbye to the old teammates. And next morning was on a flight to Seattle.
That is wild. But yeah, all definitely worked out. And also I think the move would have been you bring Tommy Pham to your next fantasy draft. So if someone's tapping you, say, "Excuse me, what? I got a little help."
Yeah, I'll let T Fizzle deal with it.
Dude is like the ultimate security guard for fantasy football.
Fantasy muscle. Jace Tingler was your manager. That was my roommate in high A. Did you ever let him take BP as a manager? Because if you did, we used to joke that he would soak his bats in the hot tub because he had zero pop.
I'll be honest, I don't remember him ever swinging it. No. No, I think the most was a fungo, but I don't think he ever got in the box.
Okay. If it was, that would be epic. I mean, he would be making the shortstop go back on a couple fly balls.
Now your manager does a little finger wag, and then Cole does it back. Did you enjoy the theatrics in last night's game?
I'll be honest, I didn't even see Skip do that, so I didn't really know until after like all of it was done, like what had gone down. Actually, until after the game. But I at first I thought he was doing it at Cabby because Cabby's a little menace in the box. But yeah, no, it's just how the game goes.
Speaking of your manager, you guys have the Trident celebration. Your manager poo-pooed it when you guys first got it. You guys were giving out the whole, man, it's raised in the depths of Neptune. And then he's like, no, they bought that shit on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a conversation for JP Crawford. He's the one who went out and found it. So I don't know the whole story on it, but I'll tell you what, that thing's like 50 pounds. That thing's heavy. It could do some damage.
Yeah, that's probably the best home run prop going, right?
Yeah.
Especially the Mariners, it fits Aquaman. They're like, some in the depths of the sea to come save you guys, hit homers.
Yeah. No, it's just pretty cool. I love the way the game's going when it comes to all that stuff. The teams are getting so creative with it, and it keeps the fans entertained. So it's been a lot of fun.
Hey, Ty, we have a video from last year when you got word from your manager that you were going to make the All-Star game. So I want to run that and get your little breakdown and thoughts on how that went and how cool that was for them to reveal it that way. So let's run it.
But I do have one announcement. We got another All-Star. You're going to All-Star game.
Dude, that was fucking awesome. What's better, that or a walk-off?
I'm gonna be honest, man. They're both pretty special, but that was something that I'll never forget. At that point, because it was the day before the break, I'd kind of given up all hope on it. I was like, "There's no way." I had really high hopes going into like when the voting portion ended. I was like, "Oh, I'm for sure gonna make it," and then kind of got that crush. So to be informed that way and have the guys react the way that they did, I really can't put it into words. It was something really special.
When was the moment that you were like, I could become an All-Star? Was it during the season last year? Was it in the off season? Was it when you got traded? What was it? When was it?
I think it was during like the whole, like the season last year. And then during the whole voting process, the first round, when I had made it to the second round of voting, that's when it started to I started to process it and realize like, okay, this could happen. Like this, this is something I never in a million years thought I'd get 1 million votes from fans. Like that was something that was so cool. Cause you as a kid, I grew up voting for guys, and like I was at Angel Stadium doing the hole punch ones, sending those in. So to get that many votes by that many people, it was something that was really cool. And I think that's when it really hit me that I had a shot at doing it. And then found out I didn't make the team, and that's just kind of crushed. And then, that I think that's why it made it that much more special is the last day right before the break. having Skip tell me that I made it was, especially being in LA, grew up in LA, hometown guy. To have my first All-Star game there was really cool.
Yeah, so you didn't work out in the off season, like, man, like the changes I made last year, like I'm getting a lot of burn. I'm getting 500 plus at bats now that I'm with the Mariners. Like, I feel like I could be an All-Star. You never thought that in the off season?
No, not really. I mean, obviously you set goals for yourself and you want to, set the standard, set the bar high. But, I wouldn't necessarily say it was something like I need to go out and do this. If it happens, great. I was more worried about, one, staying healthy, two, just doing what I can to help the team win, and going out and putting up the best numbers I can, letting the rest kind of take care of itself. And that's kind of how it unfolded.
Were you go ahead, AJ.
Ty, you made the All-Star team. You know who you replaced on the team, correct?
Yeah. He was my locker buddy actually at the All-Star game. So that was pretty cool too. Because like I said,
Mike Trout. Yeah, for the people that don't know, you replaced. So did you thank him when you saw him? Did you go up and say, "Hey, Mike, thank you very much for being injured"?
No, I didn't necessarily thank him, but just like I said, I was an Angel fan growing up, and when Mike came into the league, I was still, I think I was a senior in high school, so still a guy like I grew up, following and watching, and one of those kind of surreal moments when you find out who you're replacing was a guy you kind of grew up watching. So that was a really cool moment as well.
Who was the first dude you went up to at All-Star game, and were you like nervous or starstruck with anybody?
Dude, I wasn't. You don't have time to like be starstruck. There's so much that goes into that, and like I really didn't have like a second to unwind until literally the first pitch of the game because I wasn't starting. There's just so much that goes on and so much that goes into it. Especially I was added so late. It was rushing, trying to get things squared away. Very, very thankful for my wife. She took care of all the family stuff, all the tickets. It was a lot that went into it. But actually, I wasn't so much starstruck by the players, but you're in that locker room with the best players in the game, and then Denzel Washington walked through our locker room, and that's when I kind of like stopped. I was like, whoa. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
He's an all-star
swinging by. Yeah. Well, it was in LA too. So last year.
Oh yeah. So they should have a bunch of
all the A-listers. So, but this year it's home turf. So you're in Seattle, and I don't know if he's announced it yet, but I'm sure Julio Rodriguez is going to be in the home run derby. I wanted to ask you an over/under question. Over/under 7.5 commercials that Julio is in over the past year now. Dude is everywhere. Every time really I'm like in between games on the app, I'm like, oh, hey, Julio, what's up, dude? I memorized your line.
He's already hit the over on that. He already hit the over.
Do you guys have fun with him on it? Do you show him like we've talked to some of the Angels people that are like Shohei Ohtani's got one of those commercials where it's
skincare, some lotion.
You got anything you guys are doing after him?
I noticed when we played in Anaheim, he had a cologne out. They put it on the board. Shohei had his own cologne. I was like, I got to find out what that smells like.
Need it. I need it. Need a couple sprays.
Yeah, it's got a few extra homers in it. So,
is Julio the same dude, or is he walking in like, hey, I just signed a deal with whatever. I got free stuff for everyone. Commercials coming up.
Tasting himself.
He's the same all the time, which is great. Regardless if he is having his rookie of the year season or if he's struggling, like he carries himself the same all the time, which is, he's 22 years old, like 23. I think he's 22 still. That's hard to do, to be so mature at that age and with all the pressure that he's had. So he's gained a lot of guys' respect. And he's doing it on the field, off the field. He's a busy man, but he'll treat you the same no matter what.
So, Ty, I always respect the dudes that take a hit. In 2021, you led baseball in hit by pitches. Right now, you are currently the leader with 12. And AJ is a specialist in this category. He'll give you a little lean in. Yep.
He got one last night, too.
He got one last night.
That would look like it hurt.
Yeah.
It barely nicked me, that one. That one got the
And you went to the dugout. You're like, yo, it got me, though. I earned that shit.
Yeah, because, I don't really I'll never really point to the dugout, but that one got me. I was like, yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to call it because it barely like nicked my forearm. So I was like, yeah, just because you know what, nowadays you have to like put your hand up right away in order to like be able to check it. So I was just letting him know like, hey, it got me. But Dan, the home plate umpire, called it pretty quick.
Do you get amped up about that? Like I know Anthony Rizzo will be like, inject that hit by pitch into my veins, baby.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say I'd like, yeah, hit me. No. It's just one of those things that like I stand closer to the plate. My hands are a little like lower. You know, guys just try and get under my hands, I think, and they, you know, miss arm side. So it's just one of those things that, I mean, since college, I've always gotten hit. So, I mean, it's painful, but you know, I don't walk that much, so it helps in that category.
Hey Ty, until you get hit more by pitches than you unintentionally walk in here, like I used to do, then you can tell Scott to shove it. And then second of all, the difference is I used to get hit on purpose. They're not trying to hit you; they were throwing it at me. So again, Scott, you know, I understand.
You pissed a lot of people off. That's all it was.
That's okay. That's fine. You know what? If I wasn't going to walk, I had to get on first somehow. So I'm like, okay, fine, throw it at me. I can take that one. Otherwise, you got to stand up there for.
I think I'm honestly. I want to say just over 20 hit by pitches away from the Mariners all-time record. So I'm right there.
Let's go. Let's go. That, you know what? That's something you don't want to shoot for, but when you have first in something, let's do it.
I'm that close. I might as well just take over the top spot.
Will you keep the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I would love the ball. Yeah, that'd be great.
You have to keep the ball.
Yeah. Last year, or I think it was last year, whenever I set the single season record, I gave the front office my elbow guard to put in the Mariners Hall of Fame.
That is epic. That is so cool.
That is awesome. Evo Shield for life.
Yeah.
Hey, so let's finish with your modeling career in the City Connects. How do you think you did? How was the shoot? Did they have to do a million takes, or are you like a one take, great smile, and go play your game?
No, it was pretty smooth. You know, I think I killed it. Yeah, it was pretty cool because we didn't know what to expect going into. You know, they could have gone a bunch of different routes with the City Connect. So like there had been rumors that it was going to look like this or it was going to look like that. So walking in, I think everyone was pretty excited about them. And no, overall, I would say I did the best in the photo shoot. I killed that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what our polls say. We haven't gotten a final. You definitely looked the best. They didn't have any relievers in there because all your relievers are good looking too. So that would have. Do you guys have the best City Connect jerseys? Or if they're not the best, who has the best? Who's the top three for you?
I mean, I like ours a lot. I like San Diego's, even though I don't get like San Diego vibes from them with that. I get more Miami vibes with that. But I think it's just cool and out there, and they did something different. Colorado's, I like their green, the green in theirs. And I think Miami did a good job as well.
Okay, last one for real. We have Seawald on Friday again with us. He joins us every few weeks. What should we ask him? What's something weird he's doing lately?
I mean, if you want to make him feel good, you can talk about the Knights and their victory. You could let him know that San Diego State's better than University of San Diego. That'll get him fired up. Yeah, I mean, that's all I got.
No, Knights, actually.
Oh, that's perfect.
That reminded me. We will ask him about that. We got some Vegas talk.
He's a big Rams fan, so you can mess with him. Be like, hey, are you an LA fan? Are you a Vegas fan? You need to make up your mind on what fan you want to be. So you can go that route too.
He already sold you guys out. He was like, yeah, I would mess around with ending my career in Vegas in like 5-6 years. Like, yeah, screw that. You know, Mariners will have a good run, and I'll do 1 year in Vegas.
Just like AJ just said.
Yeah. True. Hey, Ty, this was awesome, dude. Great to have you on. We appreciate it. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, of course, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Ty France, the All-Star, with us on FT Live.